What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome back to Dad Beats. This is the season one wrap up, and Dad Beats is where we talk about the joys and challenges of being a creator, a producer with responsibilities, with families, things like that. So, welcome back to the show. Um, Good to see all my brothers back on here today. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
got the noise. What's good?
Hey, what's good, man? Feels good to be back, man. I lost motivation for a minute, whole family was out sick, like I was saying. So, but I'm back in here and I'm glad to be here. So,
Absolutely. And once again, King O Caesar, what's good, brother? How you?
I'm doing good, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessed to be here. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. And it's always a pleasure to be, you know what I'm saying, in front of you two. So uh it's time to get it.
no doubt.
Word up. Yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in today. Pretty much what we wanted to do is um, between the three of us, we kind of talked about it early on. We were starting this podcast, which I mean, honestly, I mean, I guess we can all agree it was kind of like an experiment, right? Like we were trying to see if we could create something consistently that delivers some value. I think I can hear myself from here.
Yeah, you got a little feedback there.
Are your headphones coming out? I can hear myself from here.
Oh, you know what? I think it might be me. Yep, it was me. I had the stream on my phone. So
Gotcha.
in the
Yeah, so
background.
and we kind of we set the podcast off kind of like as an experiment and see if we can create something consistent where we can add value to the community as a as a group, as a collective. And I think we did really well this year. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like who we were able to get on and the type of information and content that came out of it. And pretty much what we wanted to do with you guys, with everybody who's tuning in, is really chop it up with y'all today and kind of see. I guess get a feel for what you guys liked about this season. If you caught any of the other episodes, what type of content, what type of questions and things like that, um, and topics you guys want to talk about in the future. And we also just wanted to check in and kind of let kind of what's been going on with each of us respectively. So that's pretty much what the goal of the wrap up is today. Is really to chop it up with y'all and just let you know there is going to be a season two. You know what I mean? It's like we loosely talked about doing 10 show seasons when we first started. And I think, after we finished 10, it was kind of wild because we all had personal things going on in our lives. And the timing was kind of like, okay, maybe it's time to close up season one and just start focusing on, 2022 coming back and just really stepping up the podcast. So, yeah, I'll go first, and just kind of talk about what's been going on. I kind of been communicating with the audience a little bit about like what's going on with my living situation. We've been staying with family for the past year, and my family has my wife and my two kids, and we've been staying with my mother-in-law. And whenever you're staying with in-laws and family, it's not your rules. You're living by somebody else's rules. So as far as getting content done in the house, getting music done in the house, it was really, really tough. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
dropping a sound pack this year might have been trying to drop seven this year might have been super ambitious. It was super ambitious, um, but I've got three done. Um,
yeah.
just
Oh,
really
that's
standalone soul three. So I'm grateful that I was able to get some stuff done. But as you guys know, staying with family it's tough because you're living under someone else's roof and you don't really have control of your environment the way you would if you live by yourself. Um, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much a challenge I've been dealing with all year. And we're finally our house is almost done getting built. We should be closing in about 2 weeks. Fingers crossed, God willing. And so pretty much this time of year, I mean, obviously a lot of us have things coming up with the holidays, kids, but you add, moving and closing on a house and all that stuff on top of it, it just got to be too much for me. So I think taking this month off and kind of just regrouping was something that, like, for me, felt like a good decision. But I wanted to, I reached out to you guys too when we were talking about it. So I don't know if
yeah.
y'all want to go ahead and share a little more of y'all situation, what's been going on.
Yeah, for sure. I'll go because yeah, it kind of relates to what you're saying, man. It's just the same struggle. I'm always trying to evolve, and I took a month off, I think, but not by not by choice. It was just what had happened. You know, my family all got sick. Uh, like for a week, I was just lacking motivation. I had like this low grade fever, and I didn't think anything of it. Didn't see anything serious. And then another week came around. I got a test. Guess we had COVID. The whole family was locked down for a while. But glory be to God. God blessed us, and we're all through it.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
happy that you guys good now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
because there's a lot of fear with that. That goes around. It's just so it can be easily to get scared about what the outcome would be. What's that site? I didn't hear you.
I'm saying three kids all sick, and your lady, and you. I mean, you talk about the whole household
Yeah,
sick.
I'm thankful that like I said, that I was the worst one. I'm laying on the couch. I'm looking at everyone, and the kids they're jumping around. At most, they got a cough. So uh, yeah, So I'm thankful for that. My girl, she's like the kind of person that never gets sick. So
Mhm.
she breastfed our babies, and the little one who's 3 months, she breastfed her, and I think her immune system really pulled everyone through, and yeah, so I'm thankful I was the worst one. But yeah, man, we're good now, and I'm feeling motivated to get back, and I've been upgrading. I think for me, I'm always just trying to evolve and make things more efficient. So my struggle is I've been in the same apartment for probably the last 5 years. It's a two-bedroom apartment and a small one at that too. And I had the studio in the room, and I just moved it to the living room, so I haven't had a chance to try to use it much other than sitting right here with you guys. Um, but I'm hoping to start doing some more streaming and some more whatever more content and just get back with y'all. And I appreciate you guys who did check in with me. You guys, was like when I disappear, there's a select few that always say, hey, ain't heard from you in a while. Hope everything's cool. So
I told
thank
you
you
my mom's
guys.
a fan, bro. My mom was like, "How's Raul? Is he okay?"
Really. Oh man.
Tell you, Sight's mom is a super fan, man. She be in here like for real. I was like, dang.
Is she watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
She
know.
Well,
She
God bless her. God bless you. Si's mom.
yeah.
she's a fan of the whole community. Like,
Oh yeah.
she brought up, she's like, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen any videos from Matthew Stratton lately. Is he all right?"
Yeah,
That's
I had to
different. That's
check in
different.
with him too. Like, because I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything from him either. He's been good. I think he just wanted to take a break too. I know earlier he was sick too. He also had like COVID as well, I think.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he had lost his voice and everything. So, shout out to Matthew Stratton. I hope he's doing good. That's a friend. So
Yeah, no doubt, man.
yeah. So like I didn't know if it was my turn to go or not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Before I do go though, site do you have like a de-esser or something on your chain or something? Because your mic keeps going in and out.
Does it?
Yeah. It seems like when you're closer or when you talk louder, like you sound good, but then as soon as you like kind of like go a little lower, it like goes out. So
Okay.
I don't think a compressor would be doing that. I think that's like a de-esser or something. I don't know what you got over there.
Running straight into the Model 12, but it could be the audio leveling in Streamyard.
Okay.
I'll try to stay up on the mic.
Yeah. Well, like for me, I just had like this has been a rough month for me, man, because I buried two friends. They
Uh,
were like people a guy I went to high school with, who I was cool with. He did a lot of stuff for me, like going through because a lot of people don't know my story. I'm gonna share more of my story. You know what I'm saying? On my channel and stuff. I actually got a video plan for that. But it was just crazy to see like two people that you knew and like it always hits you when you see people who die. But when it hits home and it's like people that are close to you, it
yeah.
kind of like takes a toll on
Hmm.
So I've been like kind of in this space where I just been reflecting a lot and trying to figure out, what I'm saying, like the moves that I want to make and making sure that I'm doing things that are important because like when you get stuff like that, like death that happens, it makes you think a lot about a life, and the life that you have. So I just been like rethinking, reflecting and stuff. I definitely want to do this. This is what I love to do. What I'm saying? This is my passion, music, helping people, that type of thing. So like after the first of the year, I'm ready to like ramp my channel back up too and like get back to everything and give you guys great content. So
Yeah, no doubt.
I think that's a consistent theme, right? Like, it's just the timing was kind of wild where all three of us were kind of going through our own challenges, and you guys in the audience know, it's never easy being a creative and having responsibilities. That's really the common point of this entire podcast is you know having a community of people who go through the same type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously different, but same in the sense of we all have these creative aspirations and things we want to accomplish. We all have these creative goals, and it's inevitable that you're going to run into roadblocks, and you're going to have things that slow you down. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
one thing about um, kind of the YouTube thing, what I noticed with creators who start to build an audience like you guys is the consistency. That part of it is so huge. Getting getting knocked down in certain ways and then coming back and making something, even if even if it's not something you're super proud of. And sometimes it ends up being a kind of like a happy mistake where it's like you come back from like a little break, or you come back from having a tough time and you just make something. Earlier this year I made a video after my best friend died, and this was in March. It was 10 days after my daughter was born,
yeah,
and that set me back really. I was talking to that set me back for the whole year really. Just spiritually and mentally, I can tell I'm not fully back. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my guy for 17 years. And other than my brother, my blood brother, that was the friend that I talked to the most. You know what I'm saying? And about just man things and responsibility, same kind of stuff,
Yeah.
uh, business, all kinds of stuff. So I know me personally, like the lingering effects of something like that never fully go away. But what I did was probably maybe a month after, or it might have been 2 months after, I made a video about it. Not just about losing him, but then I lost two cousins the 2 months prior, one to COVID and one to heart disease. And just making that video about the situation. Um, I was on vacation with my family, like we just had to get away, and I just was like out in the balcony reflecting, and I decided, like, let me just create something while I'm here. And the video did all right, you know what I'm saying? Like people watched it, and but the comment section was so like fulfilling. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
the feedback I got from the audience and how people could relate to what I was going through was just amazing. You know what I mean? Like my aunt, my cousin that passed away commented on there. You know what I'm saying? Like she was very very proud of the project, and she was it moved her. You know what I mean? And it moved a lot of people. And I think one of the things that I admire about this space, the creators on YouTube, is for one, like putting yourself out there is never easy. So I admire you guys for that. You know what I mean? I told you guys before we even did this, like I'm a fan of both of your channels, but also, it's just the way you can motivate someone by just kind of trying to get back on your feet. I never forgot that. You know what I mean? Like every time I come back from a challenge, or I have some type of setback, this audience and this community really just pulls me back in. Like, yo, we're waiting for this site. We're waiting for this. You know what I mean? And that encouragement goes a long way. I don't know if that's something you guys experience, but I know for me, that's
yeah.
huge.
Well, it's real life, man. And I think that's one of the great things about this podcast. And I hope that the audience is feeling that is that, we're coming from a real place, man. We're coming from like real people having real, interactions, like going through real life, trying to navigate and do all this stuff, in real time. We all go through the same struggles that all you guys go through, out there. And we just try to push forward and do the best that we can with what we got, because at the end of the day you only have 24 hours and you have to live your life according to what's important to you and your family. You know, Raul is working with a whole family. Sight, you working with a whole family. I got kids, you know what I'm saying? And it's like it's hard sometimes to balance things, and then like what we were talking about, like losing people and stuff like that. That really does and can take, like, you know, a hit to you. So,
Mm,
you know, but the most important thing is, can you get back up? You know what I'm saying? Can you move forward with your life? Can you put on your shoes again and start and continue walking the path?
mhm.
Because, you know, that's what makes and breaks a person. People who become stronger are the people who can, you know, get back up, you know, dust off the dirt, you know, and continue walking the path, you know, and continue following your dreams, you know, against all the odds too. Because, you know, as a person, you're always hit with multiple obstacles all the time. You know, there's always something that's trying to get in your way, always something that's trying to stop you, something that's, you know, distracting you over here, you know. But can you get through that? You know, and I think this is,
Blessing on the other side of it. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? If you could just kind of power through and and just I don't want to say power through, but if you could just survive the situation,
Survive the storm, man.
survive the storm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lieutenant Dan, you want me? I'm right here. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Hey,
you
If you
know,
Lieutenant Dan it, you come out the other side, you know, and it's like that was a great analogy in that movie, you know what I'm saying, in Forrest Gump, where it was like you make it through the storm and you never know. You might, you know, that might be your biggest blessing. And it was kind of like, you know, all of a sudden, you know, it's like
mm,
you find peace, like all the things that you've been wanting, or
yeah,
something you know working for a long time. It comes through, and I think staying focused on that is a huge part of being a creative, because it might not be your creative goal on the other side of the storm, but it might be something that gets you closer to it, or it might be, you know, just something you really want in your life. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
um,
let me
I think,
say,
yeah,
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
finish that thought up.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, what I really appreciate about you guys is, and everybody that's on YouTube and has a channel is, you know, staying even when you can't be super consistent, but not giving up and continuing to make stuff when you can, finding a way. I really appreciate everybody in the community who does that, you know, and because we all inspire each other with that, and you know, I definitely get inspired by you guys.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, likewise too, man. I remember that video, dude, and it was inspiring. And you know, it's not always about the numbers, and you realize it in the comments and the things people say and how they relate. So,
Hmm.
but I think what you guys are talking about right now, it's really, it all comes down to perspective, you know, and kind of changing our perspective of how we see certain things. Like, because we're talking about consistency, and as creatives, we might have this image of what success is. But for me, early when I started, I remember I did a vlog video where I was talking about consistency and stuff, and the word success. And I guess there was, you know, something that inspired me to say it, but it was like success isn't, you can't look at it as a place that you get to. You got to look at it as the process, right? You know,
Yeah.
and that is that consistency. So you're
Right.
successful because it's more like success isn't a goal or a place, but it's more of an action. The
Right.
action of remaining consistent, regardless of what the environment is telling you, or whether how you're feeling, your emotions, or whatever setback or, you know, hurdle that just all of a sudden is in your way. It's about, you know, maneuvering and adjusting and continuing. That consistency itself, no matter what, I think that is what the definition of success is. And anyone who's successful from the image, someone else looking from the outside in, the only separation between them two is that fact that their perspective was to continue going no matter what. You know,
Mm.
they didn't just get there all of a sudden. They had a certain mentality, and their perception was that, you know, I got to do this because I love doing this. This is kind of my purpose, and so nothing else is gonna get in the way. Even if it knocks me down as hard as it does, yeah, like y'all said, you're gonna get back up. You know,
Well,
so
see, that brings me to another point. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one thing that we've been like really preaching on the podcast this this season too. Like what a lot of people that we didn't had on the podcast, it's like passion for what you do and like actually caring, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing like I drive and I, come closer to you guys with is because I know you two guys care about people. Like we're not just doing this just, to be huge YouTube stars and stuff like that, to be, what I'm saying, to do, whatever everybody thinks YouTubers do. But we actually like really care about people and care about providing value and care about what I'm saying, like making the best experience possible for people, what I'm saying. And that when you do stuff like that, that's what helps you too, because when you're caring for, when you care about others, and when you're doing things to service people, and not just having services provided to you, then it's more fulfilling, what I'm saying. So everybody that's out there that's trying to do this or trying to do something like that, just remember to have passion for whatever you're doing, and like provide value to the people.
Speaking of value, let me
What's up?
go ahead and check in with who we got in the chat. Let's see. We got DJ Rec in here. You got in here real early with the
DJ
yo yo.
Rec.
Good DJ Rec. Ramin Beats. Hey
What's
fam.
good?
Samuel Adams. Peace. Samuel Adams. That's my favorite beer, bro. Cherry whiskey.
Samuel Adams,
True. Shout out to Samuel Adams. Stay golden. What up, my guys?
was
What up?
good.
The homie Marcello.
Marcello. Hey, what's up, brother?
Marcelo, what's up, man? I still like to call him Ficus, man. You know what I'm
I do
saying?
by accident here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I still like calling him Ficus.
But my brother's name is Cello, so
Yeah.
it was I could remember it quickly. Yeah, and people call him Marcello, and he's like, nah, there's no Mar, it's just Cello. Shout out to Marcello though. Andre Lee, what's good, man? Andre Lee's yo. I appreciate the support, Andre, for real. He just picked up that standalone Soul 3. He was the first one to pick it up. So, Andre, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
That's what's up.
Mic is a little low. Oh man, I hope I fixed it. I did try turning it up.
J Mac.
J
Yeah, it
Mac.
sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good. Yep.
Where let's see if we can pronounce this. I'm not even gonna try.
Narcotic. Narcotic.
Okay, narcotic. All right,
Yeah.
that's a
What's
dope
up,
name.
bro? It is very unique spelling too.
Federico Culzoni, hi all from NPC Gang Facebook. Yeah, man. So it
What's good?
Federico. I like when people have like Spanish names.
must be from Italy, bro.
Or
Italy or
The
maybe
Calzone. That kind of makes it sound.
where you from, man? If you can drop in the chat where you from,
say maybe
that'd be
Portugal.
dope.
Culzoni, yes, that's a smooth move. Federico. See, I told y'all mom's being here, yo.
Look,
Thanks.
I was like this. I was about to say that. What's up,
Mom's
Mr. Sight?
Oh, okay,
word,
that's mom's. All right.
word. But yeah, I'm not gonna go through every single person. I think we got mostly everybody. The homie Low Cuts stopped in, Low Cuts M,
We got
Roofer Productions,
What's happening?
homie Martin.
Musical
T-
background.
Just pronounce it. You all have musical background. I mean, we're all NPC producers as well as like other tools. Raul's got some cool tools. He's gonna be working on pretty soon again. You know what I mean? I'm not going. I'm not going. I know you probably got it in the stash, so I'm not going to blow it for you. But yeah, we all pretty much come from hip hop producer background.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of R&B stuff, but yeah,
What
definitely.
about when he asked that question? I think of like growing up in a musical household. For me, no. I didn't grow up with my father, but I heard he plays the guitar and sings a bit. Try to serenade my mom and all that. She wasn't having it. But no, I didn't grow up in that household. As far as my background goes, I did go to music production, audio engineering school in my mid 20s, and then now I'm here doing this is the only way that I'm using that education that I still owe like 30 racks on. So
Yeah.
It's better than losing it. They say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
I didn't grow up in a musical family either, man. I just always had love for music. I think I told the story like music helped me get through like some of my hardest times.
Oh,
And
most
then when I
definitely.
was able to like, learn how to make it and do it, like I just fell in love with it, because I already have like I'm that dude that just I'm listening to music all day, you know what I'm saying? At work, I can't work unless I'm listening to music. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I got a strong passion for music and what it does for people. And like, you know, it invokes emotions, man. It like can make you feel good.
I
Make
just
you,
Yeah.
had a thought. I just had a thought, guys. I would love if I can get like your go-to playlist from each of you. We all just send each other playlists and vibe off of them.
You'd be
uh,
back in '93.
Huh?
yeah.
Like what?
He
What
said
was
to
y'all
be
doing
back.
in '93? Why was y'all so angry?
I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like I'm like one of them dudes that be listening to like the girl R&B. So you might get like some Beyonce, some
I'm good with
Rihanna and
that.
mine.
I'm good with it.
You know what I'm saying? You got the candles lit in the house, the
Yeah,
lights.
you know, we turn the lights down low, get weird in the snuggie. You know,
That needs to go on a t-shirt. Weird and Snuggie. I
yeah.
like. I'm just hit a couple more people. The homie L Butters, yo. L Butters be making bangers with standalone soul, bro. Every time I drop one, I'm like, yo, I can't wait to hear what he does with it. So
Yo,
shout out to
brother, shout out, man.
That's what's up.
some straight bangers and NPC gang, yo. Definitely one of my faves in there. The homie Ram, Marcello, a real one, dropping massive gems lately. Yeah, Marcello been on a roll, bro.
Man,
I haven't saw all the videos, but I've been seeing the titles, and I'm like, yep, that's a good one. Yep, because I be putting them on watch later when I don't have time. So I
Yeah.
got like 4 Marcello watch laters in my.
look, man.
We should get Marcello on here.
Yeah, we got to. And it
We got to figure the.
Oh, the time.
oh. Yep. The time
Sight may
limit
need. He
probably.
might need a reload.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
he's got like a
I think
$30 window.
I
Or
think what
30.
he was saying, we need to figure out the right timing for that because Marcello is all the way out in Germany, and that's gonna be some
Yeah.
weird timing. I don't even know, but
I tell you
yeah,
what, man, I gotta learn German because you know I be watching his videos, like his music videos. That he's been.
uh,
If y'all don't know about Marcello, go check out his channel, man. He's got a dope channel. He teaches like great stuff about the NPC. You know what I'm saying? Does beat making videos and stuff, but he's also, you know, German rapper. So you know,
yeah,
I don't understand German, but it looked like he be spitting, man.
yeah,
I be
it
wanting to
sound
know.
good.
Yeah,
Me too, man. Me
yeah. He
too. I
look
was just watching like,
I be like,
yeah,
he
that
be
sounds
going
fire,
in,
but
he
what
be
is he
going
saying?
in. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I gotta know, man. We
we
gotta get some
and Marcello
translation.
here. Yeah, here's a request. We need some English subtitles under those videos, Marcello, with the little bouncing balls, so we can keep time and know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
So
man.
official request, huh?
I wanna hear the heat, man, because him and all his dudes, they be in there going in. They be like, yo,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I be like, dang, man, Marcello going in, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Shout out to you, bro.
All right, my bad. I got a
We know
problem.
the deal.
Y'all know
We let him know.
don't know. Like my internet is janky here, yo. It drops out every 30 minutes. So
Yeah, he's
can't
on
wait.
the. He's on. You got the free AOL disc, right?
Right,
Uh, 30
damn.
minute session.
That used to be the most annoying shit ever.
For
You know what
real.
I'm saying? When the dial up used to come, it used to make that
That
weird
was like,
noise.
I had to dial up to get back in here.
Man, bro. A lot of people, these new kids don't know
yeah,
nothing about that.
that's how they used to get you hooked, right? They give you a little bit at a time.
Hmm.
Yeah, you
That was
slinging AOL
'90s.
like
Yeah,
crack.
oh, you know,
Bro,
turn you an internet pookie.
Yeah,
uh, I'm telling you what though, like these kids, they wouldn't be able to survive because it literally took like 10 minutes for like the internet to come on. Like you had to put the disc in and let the dial up like actually work. You know what I'm saying? They
Have
so
all
used to stuff like this.
fields didn't automatically fill themselves out back then. You had to go in and manually type your username and type your password. And
uh,
Yeah, for real, man.
yeah. I
So
remember those days. Dial up. You wait like 10, 15 minutes for like an image to render up on the screen.
mm,
oh man, but yeah, y'all. As far as the audience, thanks again. Appreciate y'all tuning in today, and we really want to chop it up with y'all as far as like with the podcast. What do you like about it? Like what's your favorite parts about it, and is there anything you guys would like to see us do as far as definitely like as far as guests? Get the homie on talking about Marcello. That we'll definitely make that happen. Any other guests like in the community that y'all would like to see on here? Producers, creators, anybody that inspires you guys. Feel free to drop it in the chat, and we'll definitely take a note and see if we can get get more guests in here because the guests this year, I mean, this season, bro, have been just phenomenal, man. Like,
Yeah.
I know, and it's out the blue. Like, obviously, your legends like Carlos Brody and Ski Beats. Like, those are kind of like a given. They're gonna tell you something that you need to hear. You know what I'm saying? As far as out of experience, you know what I'm saying? So just like the words coming from them are clearly going to have a lot of impact. But I was really surprised, with like the homie Damani we had on
Yeah, the mining.
talking about his success with the streaming. You know what I'm saying? And it really, I know it sparked you, Raul, to kind of get back into uploading onto some, the digital platforms and things like that.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
if there's things that or guests that you guys would think would bring a lot of value and people that you would like us to have conversations with, definitely let us know down in the comments. You know what I'm saying? We definitely love to have more guests on here and
Man, we
hear
had six in here too, man.
who's that.
We had six in here. So 100, man. That was
Yeah,
a great podcast too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
He
his story.
dropped a lot of nuggets.
disappointed I missed that one.
Yeah, and I mean, he's like super friend to all of our channels. You know what I mean? So I know we'll definitely get him back on. He's always working on stuff, always dropping new stuff. And he's
Yeah,
just one of those guys in the community that's just like always willing to share information. You know what I mean? Because the dude is like a genius, bro. He just when it comes to sound design and just just the way he was explaining how he made music when like all right, we've all done creative things when we were limited, right? But this man was talking about doing whole beats with one piano patch and
Yeah.
octaves.
mm,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like that was so crazy. Like it's not crazy when you think about it. Like when I broke it down, I was like, wow, that
Yeah. It
as
made a
far as
lot of sense.
yeah, like that's kind of like and like the art analogy, right? Is like they talk about like pencil. Like if you
Hmm.
create great art with a pencil, you know what I'm saying? Like once you master the pencil, you can move on to other mediums, right? Like paint and watercolors, whatever. And
Yeah.
that's what it reminded me of. Like it reminded me of like, yo, if you can master the piano and its different octaves and make a cohesive beat out of that, just that one instrument, um, you know what I'm saying? You once you start swapping it out with other instruments, it's just gonna take it to the next level. And it was really interesting to me because like I found myself composing on the piano, like when I'm working on my loops for Standalone Soul, volume 3 out right now, shameless plug. Um, when I'm working on the loops, I like to start with the piano first. Like
mm,
soul, I mean, a lot of soul records had pianos in them. Um, Recently, I started getting into like starting with guitar riffs and guitar chord progressions. But I would say the first volume and a half was like almost completely started on the piano, and it's such a it's such a huge dynamic instrument as far as how many octaves it covers that it makes sense. You know what I mean? Why you want to compose on it because you can start on a lower octave, you can start on a higher one.
Yep.
Uh, it can be the main instrument. It can be company accompanying type of situation. So now that really opened my eyes up a lot. You know what I mean? So shout out to the homie Six. We'll definitely get him back on here because, like I said, that man's got that man's got knowledge to spare.
We also got, because I missed that one. I forgot who you guys had on here. But the guy about the NFTs, because the metaverse is gonna start getting big, and I think that's gonna be something valuable for you know, the producer community to know about too. I actually have a guy that I know out here who's actually building like a virtual mansion and like putting his all his NFTs and his music and stuff in his mansion so you can listen and buy like the music from his virtual house. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
yeah. The shout out to the homie God Cloud, Philip God Cloud.
Yeah.
He definitely. I mean, it's an advanced topic, and I think we couldn't really dig in as much as we wanted to because of the technical issues. But we definitely got to get him back on too because, like you said, I mean, I think as the whole metaverse thing evolves, and like I was talking to somebody who was explaining the same type of thing, like buying virtual property and then putting all their NFTs in it, um, kind of as like their personal art gallery. You know, what I mean, you
Yeah.
come in virtual house, excuse me, and everybody's going to be showing off their virtual house. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I've been finding out it's been more than that. So like what he's doing, his name is Sequel actually. Shout out to Sequel if he's watching or whatever. But he you can go in there and like you can set up like your playlists and stuff like that. So like people can actually go, like if they're in your house, they can actually go and stream your music and buy your music too from there. So it's gonna be creating like real world opportunities too. So, you know what I'm saying? It's still all digital stuff, digital streaming, things like that, but there's still, it could be a different way for you to like make money or a
Right.
different way to approach making, you know what I'm saying? Like getting people like in front of your streams, you know what I'm saying? If you're
And
into that type of stuff.
I mean, we're all going to be into it because, excuse me. One thing I noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed this about the this week, the Spotify things came out, like the year wrap up things they do, where it's like tells you how many listens you got, how many countries, and all that stuff. But it's been interesting this year because I've been seeing more posts about kind of like mocking the people who do that, because it's like it was like 180,000 streams, 42 cents earned. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like
Yeah.
mocking the people who had all these streams. And it wasn't meant to say like it wasn't meant to mock the people as far as like not be proud of your accomplishments and your growth and like your streams and things like that. But it was more to mock the company, like, yeah, y'all are giving people all these numbers and pumping their heads up with these artificial numbers, but the number that really helps them survive, which is their income, you don't put that on there. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did, it would be grossly embarrassing. And I think I'm one of those people that's like I appreciate what companies like Spotify are able to do to a certain extent, like in the sense of like how many people come to their site. But
Yeah.
me, it's like, bro, I'm revolutionary artist. Like, I don't like middlemen. I never liked middlemen. I rather, and sometimes you need it to grow, but in the case of independent artists, like I think going back to what you were saying about NFTs, we're gonna have more ways to get support directly from our customers, where
Yeah.
it's not like, oh yeah, I'll go stream your album 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Because even
Yeah.
then, you know what I'm saying, somebody would have to stream your album like 100 times for you to get the money that you would get if they just bought your CD, right? So
Yeah.
NFTs are gonna, I think, allow, and just the new digital environments are gonna allow just more ways to interact directly with our supporters. You know what I'm saying? As producers. So I'm excited about that part because I've totally checked out of the current distribution. Like
Yeah.
I'm not putting no music on Spotify. I'm not
Well,
doing it.
see, like that's the whole point of like what I'm saying, like the crypto space period is like to take the hands out of the people who are like manipulating this stuff, and like you said, always like, and that's what we preach here too. It's like always, if you can be, direct to consumer, that's the always the best way. Like from you to your audience, that's what we're doing. We're building a community with you guys, you know what I'm saying? If like, when we release stuff, you guys are our first line, you guys support us. So, it's good like for you guys to do the same thing. If you can create a lane or find something that connects you like consumer, artists directly to consumer, you'll always make more and come out better. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know,
And
and
that's
that's what we want to teach here too. That's why we need to have more guests.
and what I want to do more on my channel is talk about, my whole journey with my first sound pack. Like, Standalone Soul is like, part of me was like, yo, I wonder if everybody who watches my channel just think I'm just trying to sell them something. And I had to get over that because it was like, nah, like, I'm gonna have to make videos explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing with the whole sound pack thing, because it's definitely impacted my channel. Like, I haven't been able to make nearly as many videos. But I thought it was important to create. I'm not going to make an album. Like, I don't want to rap. I don't want to work with rappers. I don't want to put anything out on Spotify. Like, I don't want to release stuff that way. It's just not interesting to me. What I wanted to do is create a sound pack that was like my album, like a series of sound packs that was like a collector's. That's the deluxe edition. The goal was to create a piece of art, like the cover art for each sample pack. I'm treating like an album. You know what I'm saying? If you open standalone Soul, like the package.
I got it right here. Let's just
Yeah,
show
I
it.
mean, you can show them better than I can explain it. And I got some back here. I'm being lazy.
Let's see if I can get it in
Solo.
view. Look like I might be overexposed a little bit on my camera.
But yeah, I made a booklet, right? So like pretty much my inspiration for that. Can you show them the inside? Oh, the inside is like I got like a picture in the back, kind of like faded of like me and my son. And then, it's a thank you. And then it's also, you remember like the album credits, where it's like the credits used to be,
Yeah,
they would
that
shout
was an
out everybody
experience.
get the album.
I forgot how you do that.
No, that's all
That
good.
that's important, man. That's something I miss is going to buy a CD and like pulling out the credits, looking at the producers,
Right.
everyone that made,
Yeah,
so
That was my inspiration for it, right? It's
there
like,
we go. That's a good picture right there.
yeah, good stuff. Oh, I appreciate that. So you can see it's like me and my son faded in the background. And then I'm just thanking everybody for, supporting me. And I think this is an analog way to create an NFT, right? Like this is like, the part that excited me about it when I came up with the idea was like it returned me to like the golden days of my youth. Like when I was like 15, 16, I'm going to buy uh the Redman album. You know what I'm saying? There is a dark side. It's the cassette is red. I'm buying only Built for Cuban Links. It's a purple tape. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying the Firm. When the Firm came out with Nas, AZ, Foxy Brown, and all them. It was in a box. The cassette was in a box that was like a cigarillos, like what I mean. It was like a little mini cigar box type of thing. The,
mm,
the experience of opening the packaging was so dope in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole experience of it. So I use that as like my motivation for making it what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people put out sample packs who have YouTube channels, and it's just like they just throw it in a folder, and that's fine. Like a lot of guys make a lot of money that way and it's successful. The reason I did things the way I did them is because it was definitely a lot more work. I had to source all the materials. I had to come up with the packaging. I had to come up with even the gold key thing, right? It was like back then, platinum was so rare that if you went gold, you were the man. You know what I'm saying? So I went with the gold USB key, and especially Soul, like in the 60s and 70s, platinum was like not on anybody's radar. Everybody, if you went gold, you were like a superstar. You
Yeah,
went on the Soul Train. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So kind of my motivation was to create something that was a piece of art and just distribute it myself. You know what I'm saying? And I want to make a video about this, but I don't want to offend people. But I want to make a video about how I made, because right now I'm up to like just um the physical copies, the deluxe edition,
yeah.
like 86 sold. That's more than
Why
$10,000.
why do you think that'd offend people? What is it
Because
that
the issue I have is like, okay, my last video, right? I talked about how I dropped $30,000 on my YouTube channel,
uh,
and it was a tough video to make because it wasn't a flex. It's like, yo, I'm about to double, triple, quadruple down on myself and my channel and what I believe in and what I'm going for. And people were like, yo, like a homie in the NPC game was just like, yo, this was clickbait because 26,000 was on your vehicle, or 26,000 was you buying a whip. And I'm like, bro, I don't need a $26,000 vehicle. Like I can cruise around in a hoopty, you know what I'm saying? Or I can get something for 5, 8, 10 racks that'll hold my kids and I'll be good. I got this particular vehicle for a purpose for my channel. And y'all see in the future what I'm gonna do with it. But um,
well,
I think and again, this goes back to being a creator, right, Raul? Like when you start seeing certain feedback, it maybe affects your future content decisions because you like, and even though it's only one person that said that,
yeah,
it's like, yo, am I giving off the perception that I'm being clickbaiting? Because I never try to make a clickbait video. I might
yeah,
say things a certain way to make it more interesting, but there's never at the end of the day, that video I talked about dropping $30,000 on my channel. Everything that I bought in that video, I'm using for my YouTube channel. I haven't used it yet, but that's the game plan. That's, you know what I mean?
Well, see, I think Ram said it the best. Like he just made a comment in there. He said, if anything, I think your true followers are legit excited and proud for you for what you're making and doing for your self site. You shouldn't feel bad at all. And I just think that's what it is. Like people are naive kind of about like business and stuff because I was this way too, starting out like doing stuff, I would see people and they would be, saying different things or like the money that they spent and stuff like that. And like I kind of seen it as them like flexing or like, it's like, kind of
Yeah.
uh clickbaity. But as I got to start understanding business more myself and getting into like a lot of different things, I started to understand like, what the significance of that was. And there's actually I was actually happy to see that stuff because I'm like, as a business person, you want to see what people are spending their money on and like what things are working for them. So like if it's working for them, it can work for me, at the same thing.
And investing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like you can go out and just spend money, and maybe that's interesting to some people. But everything that I buy on my channel or anything I talk about on my channel is an investment. You know what I mean? Like I'm not it's kind of like once you have kids, disposable income kind of goes out the window. Like at least for me it did. I felt irresponsible. Like I sold my PS4 Pro last year because I said, yo, how can I justify spending 10, 15, 20 hours a week on a game system and my kids aren't financially in a good place? Like if something happens to me, my kids are, you know what I mean, I have to lean on their mother completely. So like, I know it's like a total, not a totally different topic, but it's kind of like a tangent. But what I'm saying is like everything I talk about on my channel or any type of money that I talk about on my channel that I put out is always an investment. I am at the
Yeah.
point in my life where I don't buy anything other than maybe food and like toilet paper that doesn't give me a return. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not going to use to make my business better, you know what I mean, and more profitable. So and it's not just for a look. Like some people will go like, oh, I'm gonna buy these chains because people will look at me like a star. I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? You see, I don't got no jewelry, it's no better. So everything that I buy is an investment. You can trust that. Like
Yeah.
um other than, there's certain things like, yeah, you need t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things you can't get away from. But even that, bro, like you see my
Yeah. That's
hat,
part
like
of
if
it,
I buy a hat, it's
for
got my
sure.
logo on it. If I've got a shirt, I can put my logo on it at any time. And I'm kind of slacking because I don't have it on here. But
I, I'm
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 that,
representing too for you.
yeah, no. See, oh,
See,
oh yeah,
and that's how I justify buying some NPC gang gear.
yeah, I
Yeah.
I mean,
appreciate it.
that's part of the wardrobe, you know. Like, I mean, I I'm the same way. Although not necessarily the return isn't coming back, and that may not be the smartest thing. But I've invested in myself in this stuff because I
Hmm.
believe in myself, or I love something so much that I do the same thing. I really don't spend anything else. Like it's just food and my wardrobe. I probably don't, like, maybe once a year I buy a pair of pants and a shirt.
Right.
Maybe a pair of shoes. But I go cheap. I go to Ross. If y'all have that out there where you're at, it's like, it's like the bargain spot. Or shoes are like $20. Like I used to be a kid and I'm like buy Jordans or like, Allen Iverson shoes and stuff and spend like 80 to 120 or something on a pair of shoes. And now, like, if I'm in Ross, they got the $20 shoes, they got the $30 pair of shoes. I'm like, nah, can't justify that. Like that's crazy. Let me
Yeah.
get the Walmart shoes for 19.99. So like, yeah, my mentality's the same. So it's, yeah, I don't
Well,
know.
see, my mentality is.
No, go ahead. Oh,
Oh, I'm just saying, my mentality is a little different. I still, but I used to be the guy that used to buy like Jordans. Like because I didn't start having Jordans until I was like 28. Like I didn't
Yeah,
have like the retro ones, the ones that's expensive until like I was 28. You know,
yeah,
but when I did start buying them, I went crazy. And just
yeah,
different stuff like that. But so I really slowed down on doing that stuff, but I still buy, like I'll pick out two pair. I think you can do stuff if you do it responsibly. Because I've worked hard to get to this point. I haven't always been at this point that I am now. So you know what I'm saying? Like once you get to a point to where you can do certain things, I think you should still treat yourself, but at the same time, like the way that these guys are saying is like even the best way, because like when I buy gear and stuff, that stuff is still fulfillment for myself. Like it's a gift to me.
Right.
It's exciting, but it's
Yeah.
also for my business.
Right.
So,
And I
if
think
you can,
that makes a huge difference, right? Because it's
yeah,
like if you're just out there buying stuff for personal gain and have no way of earning, there's no wrong. A lot of this is relative too. It's relative to like what your income is, with your main gig or whatever. My main gig is my business. So
yeah,
I don't, I haven't worked for anyone for was it 12 years now.
yeah,
So for me, it's literally, you know, I don't know that the next check is coming. I don't know I'm getting paid next Friday. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I
Mm.
always have that on my mind, like where it's like, yo, are all these, if my business needs this, this, and this, does my business have before I have? Oh man, not the battery again. Yo, today is like technical difficulty day. Give me 1 minute, y'all. I'll let y'all continue. I'll drop out.
Yeah,
well, like just going back to just going back to that, like if you're buying stuff for your business, it's going to always be more beneficial to you if you're spending money on the things that are going to help you. And like you said, like maybe the return isn't as great, like in as far as like lift the noise, you said the return hasn't been as great yet, but as you're growing your and your YouTube channel and the things that you're doing, it will start to be profitable you
sure.
know
I mean, but you got to look at it a different way too. Like, um, the monetary return hasn't been, but I've been buying this gear since I was like, I don't know, like 17.
yeah,
And the return is that I know how to use a bunch of this stuff. And I mean, that's the reason why I was able to start a YouTube channel, because I already knew what an NPC was and generally how it works. And so when I bought the new one, it was easy for me to pick up and explain it. And so that was an investment in my own time that I believe in myself. So I understand what he's saying, because it's different. Like that's got to be a whole different change. Like Sight just said, what, like 12? What do you say, 12 or 17 years he ain't been employed,
yeah,
and you don't know if he's getting paid Friday. Like I know when I'm getting paid, because I worked the nine to
mm,
five. And
mm-hmm,
that's one thing I actually was thinking about, last week, is because, that's a trade-off. You don't know. And so you got to make moves. And even just the move from giving up a certainty of a paycheck is a gamble. So like that is a certain mentality. You're
yeah.
investing in stuff and you're gambling on, you know,
I
making some
honestly,
more. So not everyone is like, people do
yeah,
this as a hobby, or whatnot, or they say they're not interested in money and stuff. But if it is the thing that you love, that you want to do on a full-time basis, then you got to make those investments.
yeah. You gotta make the money too. Like that's the thing that people don't understand too. And I know we had this conversation before too. It's like because we want to provide value and stuff like that. We don't want to, but when you're a person and you're in business and you're providing value to your community and stuff like that, this is the thing. It's like you don't really have to ask. I was just watching another podcast. I think it was a Think Media podcast or something like that. It's like when people connect to you and they like you for who you are and they respect the things that they do, they will openly pull out their checkbook and support you. Just because, um, just off the strength of who you are and like what you stand for and the things that you provide to the community. So for
Yeah.
everybody that's out there, don't be afraid to because if this something that you want to do full time, you have to figure out a way to monetize it. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean doing it the wrong way. The right way to do it is to always build community, provide value, look out for your people, the people that you're trying to influence, and then the all that stuff will fall in line. You know what I'm saying? As long as
Yeah.
you're putting the proper stuff out there, because you can't like you know be like this great YouTuber, but then like they don't have nowhere. Because I see this a lot. Like even like with the dad beats. People are already asking us for like dad beat merch. It's like, where's the dad beat shirts or something like
Mhm.
that. I've seen comments like that. If you don't have that stuff in place, then there's no way for your community to support you. So you have to put stuff in place for your community to support you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a bad thing if they do. You know, if they rock with you and they love you for who you are and they like what you do on your channel and they want to support you, let people support you. Don't feel bad about that. Because if this is what you want to do full time, then you have to find a way to monetize it.
And it's the future economy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get on producers a lot who are stuck on vinyl, and it's not because I don't appreciate vinyl. And I mean, that's all I had for my first 3 or 4 years was a turntable, crates full of 25-cent bin vinyl from the thrift shop. You know what I mean? Like that's how I honed my skills my first 3 or 4 years with an MPC. But what I'm trying to explain to them is the economics behind it and the creator economy, right? When I say the creator economy, it's like, yo, if you like people who make the stuff that you watch, right? If you like a certain YouTube channel and you like a certain creator and he or she inspires you, it only makes sense to financially support that person because it's like people are like, oh yeah, it's the same. Everybody uses the same sample packs. Well, not really, because I only have whatever, like 100 sales, 120, whatever. That's not everybody. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands of people in the producer community, if not millions.
Yeah.
That's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? And each independent creator has, not every single one, but most of them have some type of sonic tool that you can purchase from them. And the economy behind that is if you only spend your money on a Kai and who makes the SP, Roland, and you know what I'm saying, like Electron, if you only buy from the companies that produce the gear, then you're kind of you're shorting the people who inspire you the most. Yeah, it's great, that they make the tools, but you already support that company when you buy the MPC, when you buy the SP. When you are looking for people to help you, those companies are not. I mean, yeah, Andy Mack. Shout out to Andy Mack. He does some nice little instructional videos. But if you're talking about like people who really teach you how to use these things, you're looking at them. You know what I'm saying? The homies in the chats. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
Marcelo, you know what I'm saying? So 100, he's starting his channel. He's about to start teaching sound design. You know what I'm saying? We got people like, Ghetto Styles. You know what I'm saying?
this
I make
is not just
beats.
the future. This is now. Like if you want the creators who you appreciate, if you want them to continue, and again, it's like preaching to the choir. I know a lot of you guys in the chat already know this, but I'm just talking about those guys that are just like, oh, vinyl, sample packs suck. I'm like, you don't get it. Even if you don't necessarily like the sound of a sample pack, would you rather just like donate money to someone, which is like, most people don't want to just do that. And as a creator, I don't want people to donate to me. Like I had like a donation button for like Cash App or something. It's like a couple people donated, but it's like it's a different feeling than having a product that somebody buys and you deliver them some value. That's a much more even exchange. It feels better to the creator who makes it. So bottom line is like there's nothing wrong with using vinyl. Obviously, that's what we all came from. But the point is everybody's not using the same sample packs because all of us are creating them like in some way, whether it's Raul making some key groups on his Patreon or what I'm saying, Six from Soul 100 making key groups. Like we're all out here trying to create our own favorite presets and favorite sounds to share with you guys. And that's not like, to me, that's the least that like furthest I've ever been from embarrassed or anything. Like, nah, selling sound packs is great. Like it's great because even if you don't really, if you like vinyl more and you don't really care to use the sounds, it's still a great way to show that you appreciate somebody. You know what I mean? Is to buy something that they're selling. And I think that's just the future and it's the now. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to appreciate it for what it is, even if you're never going to use the sounds, whatever, which is not, it's not the case. Cause you know what I'm saying? With the standalone soul, bro, I'm just letting y'all know Cass is cooking up. Like they really cooking up with these guys.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. I haven't even had a chance to cook up with them. Like I'm sitting here making them and I might've made 4 beats out of the 3 packs I made so far, which is cool. It's like next year I'm gonna get, once I finish all the volumes, I'm gonna get to it. But it's really it's a beautiful thing to see something that you make out in the world inspiring someone else and them making something that you couldn't even imagine. Like some of these beats are
Yeah.
like I wish I made them.
But see,
So
and that's the big point, just driving home is that like if this is something that you want to do, just provide value, but you have to have a buy button,
mhm.
something that you have to do. And I think most of you guys are here because you're just like us. We're trying to navigate through this thing and we're trying to figure ways of how to monetize and to continue to drive value and to make this thing work for us, because everybody here is passionate about music and about, their dreams and what they want to do with music. So, we're trying to get the best people on here to explain the things that we don't know because we don't know everything either. That's why
Right.
it's good to have, people like, Carlos up here, what I'm saying? Or, what I'm saying, just all the people that we had on here, because we don't know everything. So, like, and that's my question for you guys. And I think Sight asked that before. If you guys could put in the chat, like, just different things you guys want to learn about, in the second
What
season, like
channel, which
what,
channel do you guys watch, and who would you like to see us interview? Because
yeah.
definitely reach out and try to make it happen.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. I can't see the chat. We had any requests at this point yet?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Uh,
Somebody asked about NFTs, if they should do NFTs for beat tapes, if they should make their beat tapes NFTs. I don't know, like, specifically, because I don't know, honestly, I don't know enough about NFTs to tell you. I know, a lot about crypto, but I don't know a lot about NFTs, which is a form of crypto. It's like digital assets, but
mm,
I don't know enough about it to tell you. So hopefully we can get like the homie back on here that was talking about NFTs, or somebody else that would be able to tell you if that would be a good move or not.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So
it would be really dope
So
to have kind of like a walkthrough, right? Like do a special where it's like walking through. And maybe I'll go through that process. You know what I'm saying? Like as like a guinea pig. Like, maybe all of us can do it. Where it's like we go through and we create our first NFT, and maybe the homie God Cloud can walk us through the process.
uh,
Um, whether it's like virtually or whatever. So I think that might be a really dope idea.
like I said, I'm definitely trying to do it. I'm definitely trying to learn more about that. Um I feel like it's the future, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of things is foresight. So, you know, don't go crazy with everything, but if you can like your foot in the door a little bit, you don't have to do a lot, because even when I tell people about crypto, it's like only invest what you can afford to lose. Don't be trying to go all crazy with it. But if you can get your foot in the door early, long term it can be, very beneficial. You know what I'm saying? If you do that. So it's like learning about this stuff. It doesn't hurt for you to learn about this stuff and maybe get your foot in the door a little bit, as long as you're being responsible, with what you're doing. Because it's always the irresponsible people that end up losing big. And that we don't want any of that to happen to any of our, what I'm saying, our people.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't even want to answer that question, because I don't know enough about it. I'm not going to tell you to
Yeah.
go do stuff like that, if it's not going to be beneficial, if you're going to waste your time, because your time is the most valuable thing you have anyway,
yeah.
Right.
you know.
Well, let me ask you guys then, since we're kind of waiting for the chat. Um, is there something specifically, some area of topic or individual that you would like to see? Something that you want to get in a conversation more for either one of you?
Yeah, I think well, as Trips so eloquently stated, we need a God Cloud 2.0 no glitch edition.
Yeah,
That conversation was getting so interesting to me, because I just know how far this NFT space is going to go. Like, I don't even want to think about it like an NFT space. I want to say digital asset space, because it's gonna get to the point where it's like now, right? Like we have direct to consumer. Like we can create an album and put it on Bandcamp, right? And somebody can buy it for $10. That's the distribution part. But what's so dope about the NFT thing is like you can create a piece of art or a piece of music, And I would think multiples. I think like you can probably create like 100 digital versions of your album, and you know what I'm saying, and put them out where it's like a limited edition type thing.
Yeah,
And every time it gets sold, like if somebody listens to it like 100 times, they're like, okay, I'm tired of this album. I want to get rid of it. Remember how you would sell your CDs or your vinyl back in the day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people would be like, oh yeah, I'm tired of this record. I played it out. Well, I think it's going to bring back that kind of vibe where it's like if you do limited edition records, a certain amount of releases, and people were like, "Yeah, I've had this for a while," and even though other people can listen to it because it's digital, obviously, actually having the token or whatever, I think that's the part that's interesting because it's like it's not physical property, it's digital property, but it's still like I own it. So I think like what I want people to like imagine, this is what I've been kind of imagining, is everywhere you go, everything you own is on you. So like right now, it's like, yo, I got a dope studio, and people are like, I don't believe you, and you have to show them pictures on your phone. Well, it's like when you're walking around in, let's call it the metaverse or whatever the environment is going to be, it's going to be like, yo, I got a dope studio, and people will be like, yeah, right. And it's going to be like, boop, you know what I'm saying? It's like all right there. Like, check it out. Everything you own digitally will be on your person or in your wallet or whatever. So I think that's going to be it's challenging because I don't want to sound excited about this. I'm kind of scared of it for my kids. I don't want them buying a whole bunch of digital stuff and they don't own anything physically.
it is kind
But
of scary.
yeah, that part is super scary to me. But the exciting part is, you know, for guys like all of us who are creators, being able to create unique things that people can walk around with. Because you know, I like doing the physical stuff. You know what I mean? But doing like a limited edition digital version that is somehow protected from being duplicated is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like people can walk around with a piece of apparel that I make, digital apparel. I can make digital hats and only make 20 purple ones. And those people with the 20 purple ones in our community might be looked at as like, oh, he's cool. Look at him. He's got the purple, I am sight hat or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think that's the cool part about it is it's like DLC, like downloadable content in video games where it's rare, but we'll be making it. The difference is right now, I think DLC is corny because it's like these big companies are like, oh yeah, we're only making 15 of these yellow jackets for your video game character. That's corny coming from a big company, but it's cool coming from your favorite artist. Like if Raekwon made, you know what I'm saying, like some purple hoodies for Fortnite, that would be dope if you were one of the 20 people that had one. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the
Yeah,
creator becomes the value. Who made it becomes the value. You know what I mean? So
and
I
I,
think
I think
what
they go
does
ahead.
is, no, I'm just saying what that naturally does is like it makes smaller creators or I don't say smaller, but it makes like the independent creator and the artist more valuable again in a way. So that's a part that's exciting to me.
Yeah, they're trying to put the power. They're definitely trying to put the power back in the hands of the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it gets so much slack too, and so much like pushback from like major corporations and like different stuff like that too. Like mostly the government and things like that is because anything that's directly for the people, like affects their control. I think, and we don't even got to get into that. That's a whole nother
Find a
different
way
topic.
to tax it. That's what's taking so long is they're trying to find ways to tax it. That's
Yeah, yeah,
what it all.
they gotta, all that. But I seen somebody in here.
You're calling
They're saying Martin.
Mhm.
They want Martin beat videos. They think, oh, are you saying Zach M that you want us to get him on here or that person on here? Oh,
Oh, Martin. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
kid that got
he's
the
got
I
like
don't,
all the NPCs pretty much.
yeah,
He got 60.
I'll reach out to him. We'll see if we can get him on here. He's got his collection is pretty dope, like his NPCs and everything.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's some cool looking videos. So.
I seen one about music production too. People want to see us do more stuff about mixing and mastering. Like I can actually, and I'm pretty sure because Raul went to you went to Full Sail, right?
No, it was called Pinnacle College in Sacramento area, but
Okay,
it was
but
dedicated to just
but did you learn mixing and mastering and stuff in there or mixing?
Yeah, mixing, definitely mixing. A little bit of mastering, but that was like a whole nother subject, you know. So,
Yeah.
but
So like
yeah,
this person, the person that I seen earlier, I can't remember where it was. He said he wants to see more mixing and mashing, and we can definitely try to find people who are like actually like more skilled than us. But I also have like mixing skills and stuff like that. I'm actually gonna start putting that stuff on my personal channel as well. Like it's just all about doing it, getting to it. Cause like right now we've been
yeah,
like I know most of us have been focusing on like NPC content and stuff like that, but like I'm pretty sure as our channels progress and like what I'm saying, kind of age, we're gonna have more of that type of stuff on there.
yeah.
So, but if you
It,
guys want to see this on Dad Beats, we'll try to get some people on here or try to do something ourselves, I
uh,
guess.
well, one
Yeah,
thing
one.
for him is I'm fully standalone, so I've considered making like some more standalone mixing videos, but I did realize just recently that Marcello put a pretty good one out recently. I don't know how long ago on
Yeah, it was
mixing
like
and
an hour,
mastering
right?
it. I think so. I caught the beginning. I just him speaking on the subject is he put it very it's very well put the way that he explained it. So it seems like he has a very good knowledge. So I would check that out if you're interested in the NPC mixing standalone. I got some
Yeah,
kind of feedback on it.
Somebody wants to see the creation of stands for the NPC, the different ways people use them in portable situations, different environments, and how they affect creativity.
Stands,
Yeah,
like a physical stand for the NPC.
like stands. That's interesting.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna check that out. There's some really cool looking stands out there, man. I know the ones that Ski Beats keeps putting up, these custom ones that are like wood paneling around the NPC
The
one. Like,
yeah, Crema Cafe, I believe.
man, those are beautiful, bro. Like, I'm like, that would that would framed up around one of these modern NPCs. That would get me in the mood. That would get in there. It's like lingerie for your NPC.
Marcel,
Uh, and yo,
Marcelo says with a skateboard. I don't know what he's talking about.
he's
Skateboard.
talking about Martin, the kid.
Oh, he's got a
Yeah, he's a
skateboard.
Yeah, yeah, Belgian guy with the skateboard. Yep. You know, I
Okay.
like man. I haven't seen anything in a little while, but I like that he uses like it just reminds me a lot of when I was young, like when I was 13, 14. All these records that he was pulling out are like ones that were on the local record store. Like they were on the wall, like when they were coming out. It brings me back to that place when I see him pull some of those vinyls out. I'm like, man, I remember when I walked in because we had two music stores in my neighborhood. There was Music Factory and Sound Express, and if one didn't have it, the other usually had it. You know what I mean? So it was like, we
mm,
would go to one and cop the new Capone and Noriega, and then they might not have it. You know what I'm saying? On they might not have two copies because it was like all my homies was DJs, so they want two copies, one so they could bring back, or maybe just one that they would spin at parties and stuff, and then one they would keep, and then we would go to the other one and pick up other stuff. So it's dope when I look at that channel. It brings me back, man. It really brings me back to the '90s, like some of the best parts of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I have a question for the chat. Do you guys want the second season to be more like um concepts around making music, or do you want it to be more about business, or do you want us to split it up half and half? Do you want like more stuff about business, in the business of music? Because I feel like that's really important. Like a lot of people focus on just the making of the music and stuff, but they don't focus on the music business side of it. So I feel like we
yeah.
still should do that. But what do you guys really want to see? Do you guys want to see? Do we have like because I think for like the actual music making process, I feel like if you go to there's numerous channels that you can go to and like learn that type of stuff. But I don't think a
Yeah.
lot of people talk about like the actual
Yeah, let's
business
say.
side of music, you know what I'm saying, and how that can help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love all the subjects we've covered so far. It's been very informative. It's awesome to be a part of that conversation, and I've been motivated. And but one thing I want to see more of, I would like for us to do is to have like the more personal stuff, like balancing the creativity
Hmm.
with like the dad stuff or just relationship stuff, and
Yeah.
just keeping mental well-being, health, and all that. So
yeah,
those kind of things sprinkled in there, here and there, I think would be real nice. Let's because I'm still trying to figure that out. I need some help. Come on.
We all
Yeah.
are. You know,
Yeah.
the mental well-being stuff is like that's real, bro. Like that
Yeah.
this whole year, you know what I'm saying? I know for me has been this low. It's been a low for me, like this year. It's not the lowest I've ever been, but you know, it definitely losing three people, like two people in my family and my best friend within a 3 month period, started this year off so bad for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I laugh about it now because you know, it's like I made it through, but you know, it's definitely definitely I guess like it's something that most of us as men like try to glaze over or just pretend isn't happening. But I know for sure, bro, like I gotta really dig into that, man, and really start thinking about like how I can how I can share. I don't want to share the negative part of the experience, like because I don't want to bring people down, but I
Mm,
want people to know that it's like, yo, you know, I'm dealing with stuff too,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And it really has affected my work, my output, you know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff. Find a way to do it where it's still interesting. I think that's the hard part, right? It's talking about that stuff and still and not bumming everyone out because you
Yeah.
don't want to be a damper or like at least it's me, maybe this is like my mental, you know, conversation is like, yo, I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to bring people down.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I
so yeah,
mean,
man.
it changes your outlook, right? I feel like losing somebody, or even this, the thought of losing somebody, kind of just changes your whole perspective and kind of makes you look at all the other stuff, whatever it is, like it don't matter. And that's how I feel. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you probably it was a new year for you. You probably had all these goals, and then all this shit happens, and it's like, wow, it really shifts your perspective to like what really matters, and it kind of is. I feel like that's what you said in that video. There was, I think you wrote something on the screen about how um, family is like the most important thing, and like everything else is just secondary of some sort. Like and that's how it
And it's
makes you feel.
affecting my channel, man, because you know, days that maybe I should have been working on a video, I just wanted to go to the park with my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
because I kept in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about my homie that's gone and he can't do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like he's got a young guy that's, you know, I think his son was 6 or 7.
Uh,
And you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff just it replays. It's very sobering and it's very like there's that part of it. There's the fear, like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my best friend and that just happened to him and it's such a tragedy. If it happens to me, what do I want to make sure my kids know about me before I leave? And it's
mm,
something that's always kind of been a factor in my channel and the reason I did my channel. But this year it was just slap in the face, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting slapped in the face early. And I think that being conscious of how something is affecting you in your creativity is tough. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like you just start seeing the results and you're like, man, why am I not making any videos? Why are my channel numbers going down? Why, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that part is maybe something that I need to dig in on personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, and figure out and maybe talk about more on my channel and then talk about here. But
I think it's important to do stuff like that too, because like it provides more of a connection with your audience. And that's why I'm gonna do a video too, explaining different things. But it provides a connection with your community. And if you can find a way to make it, motivating, you know, and
yeah,
find a way to make it uplifting, because it's always going to be dark stuff that happens to you in your life. But like we were talking about earlier, can you get up and walk it off? You know what I'm
mm,
saying? These things affect you. It's not like it's like even like a breakup, that stuff hurts, man. It's in your mind and your heart all the time, but you have to push through it.
yeah.
So
Chris makes a great point. He says this is why we do music. It's an outlet. No one wants to be a downer, so we get lost in the music. It's therapeutic. That's a good point, man. You know, staying creative, making something, making something to kind of reflect on it. And I think we were talking about this on an earlier episode. Like, excuse me, after DMX passed away, they were talking about what his legacy was and why he was so loved, and it was because he shared so much in his music, like what he was going through. But it was music at the end of the day. You're jamming to it. It's getting you through your day. But a lot of those messages might have been from a dark place. You know what I'm saying? Like where he was
Yeah.
at. But just being strong enough to get in the booth and make songs about it is really what cemented his legacy. So that's a good point, Trips. Like, you know, maybe continue to express it in the music and find creative ways to do it that way. My wife said, "Let's do a mom beats episode."
That's why
Yeah,
I was just about to point that out. I was like,
yeah. I mean, you
Well,
could do
now,
something like that.
I gotta ask her, like, do you mean like you come on, or like our significant others come on and talk about how our producer careers affect y'all, or do you mean get mom producers? Because I don't know a lot of them. Shout out to Mom on the Beach. She tunes in on a regular basis.
she's
Definitely,
dope too.
yeah, she's super dope. Love to get her and her husband on because I'm sure it's a dope story. Like, how they ended up as a production duo kind of thing. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's a good idea, babe. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that'd be dope, man. It's gonna suck for me though, because I'm a single out here, heartbreak. So,
The
but
heart,
yeah, that'd
like,
be cool.
man.
What'd you
Well, I
say?
mean, we could always speak from our own perspective and like how we feel, what we do affects, the mothers in our lives and
Yeah,
our significant other and how we deal with that and how we kind of navigate it and make sure they have what they need and emotionally or whatever, So
She said yes. Put her on. She wants you to put her on, man.
yeah. She want to be on. She want to be on my channel so bad, yo. It's so annoying. So annoying.
Get on there.
But yeah, she be trying to like jump in on my stream. She be like, "You still streaming?" She'll like walk in, and I'm like, "No, I'm not streaming. Just asleep." But nah, nah, that would be dope. That would
I
be
got.
dope.
I see people like saying that they want like half and half too from the question that I asked earlier. So, got a lot of 50-50s in the chat.
Not much.
We appreciate the answers that you guys give.
I think there is. I just don't know if all of it is good, and I don't know if the people who are giving great information are getting the views that they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So there is a young lady I really want to get on. Her, I'm trying to remember her name, but she basically, I think she's in law school now, and she basically, I think she worked for BMI for a few years, and then now I think she's getting her. I gotta pull up her name. I subscribe to her on my channel, but she would be phenomenal. I'm gonna try to reach out to her and see if she wants to jump on, but I don't know if her channel's been that active. But as far as like information on publishing and how to get all your royalties and the streaming stuff, I mean, she was phenomenal. Like her channel was dope.
Yeah, I
So
think I know who you're talking about.
yeah, you seen her too. I'm trying to remember what her name is, but
Yeah.
I gotta look through my subscriptions. But yeah, I
Uh oh. Another 30 minutes, so he's probably gonna drop out too. Both of those guys will be back. Until they come back, I'm gonna entertain you guys. But yeah, I mean, like for dad beats, we got a lot of things that we want to plan, but we also want to make sure that we're setting this stuff up and driving it around you guys and what you guys want. So we appreciate everybody that's been in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Giving us input and like obviously we definitely support you guys, or we thank you for your support, because without you guys we wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff. So we hope we're providing value, and like I said, we want to know what you guys want to know. So um I've seen people, we talk about music production, we're talking about possible mom beats. You know what I'm saying? What else do you guys want to learn about as far as like music business, or like, what I'm saying, like the navigation of music, or just music, doing music in general. I seen somebody say something about native instruments too. You guys want us to do reviews on different native instruments, standalone MPC plugins, whatever?
So is this like requests for our individual channels rather than like dad beats? Because some of it seems like it'd be more
Yeah, that's
effective
what I was
on.
gonna say. Like, I think most of that stuff could be like a individual, and we did that. That stuff has been working. Like, you guys have been helping us with that because, like, I remember somebody requesting seeing like a video on how, like, they do sound, not sound, but like how you structure beats in the MPC, and you did a video on that lifted noise, like right after we did that podcast. You
All
did
right,
that
yeah,
video on, like, making beats and, like, actually
yeah.
piecing the beat out.
I think it was in my head already, and then I ended up doing a live stream on how I arrange in the MPC like standalone.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went into that conversation about linear arrangement, view, and all that
hmm
for sure.
But I remember that being a specific request from somebody in the Dad Beats episode, and you was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
I was already gonna do that." So it's like,
exactly.
if
Yeah,
you guys want to see some of that stuff, like if you guys aren't subscribed to our individual channels, then, what I'm saying, make sure you check it out, because we all provide different, like, aspects and different things that we do on our channel. So, if you guys aren't subscribed to each one of us, do us a favor, go over there and subscribe to our individual channels and hit that like button if you guys are getting value out of what we're doing here today. What I'm saying, hit that like button.
Big facts. And Ruthful Productions, hit, yeah, that's what it is. 10-year coats. So if you guys are looking for music publishing and kind of business, behind the scenes business things, how to kind of take care of business, her channel is phenomenal. So I'll reach out to her and see what her schedule's like. Because last time I checked her channel, she was in law school, and one of my best friends was just in law school, and she, man, I mean, it's crazy. It's like it's like a 3-year bid, bro. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, law school ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking like 50, 60 hours, weeks, you know what I'm saying, of learning and studying. So I'm sure her schedule has been crazy. But I'm gonna try to reach out to her. But if you haven't checked her channel out, go check it out. It's phenomenal.
I see one for somebody wants to see like the different routes a producer can take business wise.
Hmm.
That's a good topic, because I think a lot of producers get stuck in just like making music for artists and doing that
yeah,
things, but there's so many ways that you can produce and make money. What I'm
yeah.
saying? You have film, uh what I'm saying, advertisement. You have, like, everything that like is done professionally, like in entertainment, like, has some sort of type of music. So if you're not just trying to be like, stuck in one lane,
Yeah.
definitely different ways that you can make money in music if that's what you
I
want to do.
I really like that one. I think we should cover that for sure because um I don't know because you guys are making sample packs and stuff, and I've considered making a sample pack, and I'm almost reconsidered just because I'm kind of thinking about what like this has been a process of finding where I actually fit or being honest with myself. Like, what do I really want to do? Am
Yeah.
I a sound designer or do I need to? Because there's so many different things I'd like to focus on, but and maybe there's people that are capable of doing it. But for me, I'm unsure. Like I want to make this sample pack. I think I have a good idea, but then I also want to write songs. So you know, I could shift away and just use all these great sample packs that are already created and be fine with that. And I got a head start on making good music because I already have great sounds and just focus on one thing. So that's one thing I want to cover myself on my channel. It's just like actually how do you find your individuality or what your place is in music? Like are we all beat makers?
Yeah.
Because I'm shifting from this mentality of I'm a beat maker to and I'm doing it intentionally in my mind. I'm saying I'm a songwriter because I want to create that as a reality because I feel like it fits more, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and yeah, rather than trying to balance all these things. So there are different venues, like you're saying. Like not everyone has to sell beats. I've considered it. It's one that's very popular if you're a beat maker, selling
Mm.
beats using like BeatStars, Airbit, whatever this or that, or another one is just chasing like the what do you call it, placements. But there's so
hmm
many other things like syncs, music for movies, TV, all that kind of stuff. There's different avenues.
Yeah.
I think that's some great stuff.
I seen sync licensing in there, but like also I've been talking about this and me and Sight. Like I'm working on it because I know people who know this guy, and he would be great to have on his channel for like things like that because he has music and like TV shows, movies. Like he has, you know, he did. I don't know if people know who NF is, but he produced like a lot of NF's like music. He has platinum records. His name is Tommy Prophet, and he is an amazing, like very talented, like I call him a composer because he likes to do like the scores and things like that too. He does that stuff by himself with his team. So like I'm hoping that I can get him on here for the next season to talk about the different lanes that he's taken to make money. You know what I'm saying? He's very successful like what he has done in music too. So he would be a great person to have on the podcast.
Yeah, and I know I talked about Rye Beats, getting him on here. I've spoken to him about it, and I know he's down to do it. And Rye Beats is just, if you haven't checked his channel out, it's RHYBEATS. And he basically, I mean, he's a producer, but his content has been taken over by his apparel business. So he makes, hats, he makes hoodies, shirts, screen press stuff. He got into embroidery, like the puff embroidery, like the real, the dope 3D looking stuff you get from like, like lids or whatever. Um, and I definitely like to get I told him I'm gonna hit him up for a round of dad beats, either snapbacks or fitteds or whatever we want to get, because that 3D puff stuff is fire. But yeah, check out Rye Beats channel. We're gonna try to get him on here too. Like I said, I know he's down, but definitely season 2, I'll lock it in with him, because the apparel hustle, I can't tell y'all enough, man. Like, what I started with was my NPC touch, my channel I'm talking about here. I started my channel with NPC touch when I had like 20 subscribers maybe. I'd done one video just like with some camera stuff, and then and immediately after that, like once I got maybe 500 subscribers, I started doing the NPC gang hats, and it just fueled everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everybody's path is a little different, but I can talk about my progression and like how my channel was able to start becoming financially viable, because it's like I don't have the greatest numbers of subscribers, but I mean, I set things up in a way that allowed my channel to grow and my finances to grow. Um, and the first step for me was the merch. You know what I'm saying? So once I made my first few thousand on merch, it was like, oh, okay, it's nothing to go buy an NPC Live to. It's nothing to, upgrade to these Atom T7Vs. And all of a sudden my studio started getting a lot nicer. You know what I'm saying? It's still nothing to like brag about, but for me, for where I was at just like 3 years ago, if you look at my videos 3 years ago, it was a touch. I had like a Lexicon Alpha interface, like a little 2-channel $40 interface.
Yeah.
And I had some 15-year-old event PS6 monitors. So, and that was it. That's like my whole channel was that and a camera. So, merch really got me to the next level. So the merch hustle is definitely something um, I highly recommend, and I'm going to be talking about a lot more even on my channel. Just how I create some of it, because it's never going anywhere. I'm never going to stop making merch. I might make less of it right now at this moment, but once we get in a new house, like, bro, that's like that's gonna be like 25 to 30% of the business right there. So
Well, for
definitely
you,
go
for
ahead.
you, you have like you already been monetizing, but you have like a great potential. You know what I'm saying? Because we talked about it before. Like if you can bring all the stuff that you're doing together and keep it
Mm,
consistent. Like at the time, man, you'd be making some bank, man. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
if
it's
you
not.
could go crazy with the merch while dropping sound packs while what I'm saying, making videos, like if there's a way that you could like streamline that or get all that stuff going and keep it consistent, man, it'd be
Yeah, yeah, bro.
you
But
know
I'm saying it's like it's nothing. It's nothing like as far as everything. All my parts of my business, which right now are apparel. Definitely the YouTube. I'm not talking about the streams of revenue, and this is something like maybe we should start talking about. creating streams of revenue for yourself creatively. You know what I'm saying? Because leaning on one is very tough. You know what I mean? Like if you're just leaning on one way to make money as a producer, as a creative, it's very tough. So with me, it's like apparel, the YouTube revenue, which is like, it's like a couple $100 a month. It's not too crazy, but it pays for it. It pays for certain upgrades for the channel and it pays for all my website stuff or whatever. So it helps. You know what I'm saying? It definitely covers some bills. Um, definitely the sound pack has been huge this year. But prior to that, it was like affiliate income, you know what I'm saying? Which is like when people buy the links in your description and things like that. And then you can do affiliates like you can work with other sound designers. It's not like you have to create your own packs. You can work with other people who create them and partner up with them and get like, affiliate commission off of that too. So there's really like a lot of different ways to do it. But I think kind of exploring, and we've kind of loosely done it this season, like, with our guests, like we, talking about the NFTs, talking about with Damani, with the streaming, streaming platforms. And that was a shift because I think a lot of people were thinking like, man, what are the chances of me getting a whole bunch of streams, just for a song because people like it? That's not very likely. But the chances of you getting a bunch of streams on social where people are putting your beat behind them, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
on
That
viral videos. Yeah, that is
video,
something that's very viable. Something that could is possible.
Mhm.
Especially in the age like this is the age of like viral memes, viral videos, viral. Everything that's entertaining and stuff like it can go viral. So if you can get your music behind that, yeah, that was definitely like very informative.
right? So, Trips already said something interesting too. Might as
He's going advanced with that, man.
Yeah, no, I think he's kind of tongue in cheek with it a little bit, but he says because everyone
Yeah.
Trips is like next level because he's been a sound designer for a long time, and next frontier is making plugins already happening. Watch these
Mm.
floodgates open in 2022, 2023, and I think in the producer community, everybody saw most people saw like Kyle Beats do it last year with the I think it was sauce and he changed it to the drip or
Drip. Yeah.
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 What's the
That
name did it too? Um,
Ocean,
Ocean.
right? You said Ocean dropped one recently, which
Oh,
is
And
dope.
really?
then and then the other guy
Curtis
got one
King.
too.
Curtis King dropped one too.
Yeah, and then I didn't watch it, but Simon Servita, I think he said he dropped one.
Yeah. So I mean, some of the heavy hitters in the community are doing it, and I think it's something that I'll be honest with you, bro. I'd rather buy those guys plugins than any of these companies. It's not no. I'm just not a corporate guy, yo. When I left corporate America like 12 years ago, because I know how corporations work, like big companies, I know how they work, and they're not nice, man. They're not nice to people. Like
Yeah.
they're just not. You know what I'm saying? They might be nice to a handful of people, and they might be nice to you when you're going to buy from them. But I just like I never liked how corporations treat people like they're disposable in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's just always what I've been on. And maybe, what I'm saying, maybe I'm a little too zealous about that point. But if I can support members of my community, like literally of the community I'm a part of, I'm gonna do that like 100 times more than I would a company.
You
Like
know,
right now, if like Curtis King came out with a NPC competitor, I would buy it and do mad videos about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just using
mhm,
him as like as a placeholder. You know what I mean? Anybody in the community because I just honestly feel like supporting independent creators is just for me a lot more fulfilling, and I just
yeah,
believe in it a lot more. Like I don't like what's happening with Spotify. I don't like that the owner of Spotify is a multi billionaire, and I know people who have 100,000 streams and made like $20. That that's not cool to me. You know, what I mean, people are like, oh,
Yeah,
that's business. That's not all business.
that's
That
that's
I don't.
not that's not business.
Yeah, like that's not the kind of business I try to support.
That's
So
that's robbing people. You know what I'm saying?
well, yeah, this you saying all that made me pose a question that I think I've had in the back of my mind for a while, and I think it's a good question for you, or we can expand on in the show. But of question was, is scaling necessary for all businesses? Is it necessary? Or is there a limit? Do you scale and there's a limit, or can you go
Yes,
at it and just do your thing, small business? Because I think that's
yes
the
and no.
mentality is like these huge corporations. I mean, there's at a point where there is no, I mean, there is no soul. It's a corporation. It's made up of individuals, right? And then whatever is more beneficial to
It's a
the
Oh,
structure.
company, cost
it
effective.
it depends on what you want to do, you know what I'm saying, and how much you want to make, but you still don't have like a lot of, like, for instance, okay, I work for a water heater company. It's called Bradford White. I think we have 1,500 employees, like, and most of them are in my location. Like, that's worldwide. We got between like 1,500 and 2,000. Small company, right? You know what I'm saying? Privately owned. It's not a big a Fortune 5, public company.
Mhm.
But we make like most of the world's water heaters. It's crazy, you know.
Mm,
So like as far as scale, we are getting bigger, but we've been able to do the volume that we've been able to do, you know what I'm saying, with like 1,500 to 2,000 people.
Right.
It's the same thing with this stuff. Like, you can, if you can set up, if you can, get customers and like what they call super fans and stuff like that. You don't have to have a huge following to make good money. But if
Yeah.
you're that type of person that wants to have, like, I don't know, I guess the recognition and stuff like that. And I guess the more people that you can get your products out in front of, the more potential you have to make, but you don't have to have a huge following to make a lot of money. And
maybe
sometimes
it's
it's worse because, like, if you get like those companies, the part of the problem with like big companies like Akai and stuff like that is why they can't cater to people like us more, is because they have shareholders and they have people have that they have to answer to before they can make decisions. When you're a
mhm,
smaller company and you're operating off of how you want to do it, you can make decisions better for the people. So then
mm,
your product is a lot better.
but
That's why when you oh, go ahead.
it was just saying, like, it makes me think of like you really have to have a strong interpersonal relationship with your customers versus because you're competing, if you're not scaling and you're competing with other bigger corporations that can afford to sell a similar product for a lot cheaper, then you're going to get stomped out. Because I mean, I have this coworker who used to run a nursery, and I asked him this question. He just straight up, just without hesitation, said yes. He works with me now. He doesn't have that business, and what he was
Mhm.
saying is it's just impossible to compete with like these big old companies that are selling the same stuff because they could sell it to all the shops like Lowe's, for a fraction of what he could,
Yeah.
So,
Well, that makes
I
that
mean,
makes sense. It's the same thing with like, because you guys know I'm venturing into like Amazon and different stuff. You guys know that, like, my subscriber base doesn't know that because I just talk about mostly music, on my channel. But like, if you're a small fry in a big lake, you know you do have the possibility of that happening. But there's also things that you can do to make yourself stand out and to the change thing. Like, even in Amazon, there's different things that you can do to make yourself stand out, so that you're different from everybody else. And everything is about bringing, like, value and like making the customer's life better. So if you come out with it don't matter if you're a small fish in a big pond. If you come out with a product that's better than the other person's product, and word of mouth, happens, and people start to see that your product, like, you can still, survive. Does that mean that you're going to still get the same type of market share or the type of money that big corporation is going to get because they're already established and they can, you know afford to be competitive? No. But if you come out with something, you do it first. A lot of things is about doing something first too. If you're doing things that are different and standing out from the crowd, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
It's
mean, it's like look at Kanye. Like, Kanye's an artist first. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? His art always comes first, and then his corporate relationships are secondary. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, I'm gonna make the shoes and then Nike's like, yo, we don't want to pay you this. All right, I'll go somewhere else. His vision and his art comes first, and then the relationship comes after that. Because the scale, you don't have to have the scale yourself. You can partner and get the scale. You know what I mean? But and I think, Kanye is one of those people where it's like people are gonna be studying what he did for a long time because when you put the art first and you put the creativity first, you don't always win, but the difference is people are no longer buying from you for price. They're buying from you for the experience for the association to you. And you know what I'm saying? They want to be associated with who you are as an artist and what you've built your brand to be. You know what I mean? So um, brand kind of knocks the price argument out of there as far as like, I mean, it completely does. You know what I mean? I was looking at some, what's it called? Montclair beanies. Bro, it was a beanie just like one I make and sell for $25, except it said Montclair on it. And it was $300. And I was like, it's all brand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
there's no more utility from it. The design wasn't any better than something I would make or any beanie manufacturer would make. It's
Have y'all,
literally all brand.
have y'all
So
seen this video where it's like a social experiment? They completely make over a Payless shoe store. They call it like Pele and make it look all fancy. Yeah, you seen that? And people come in and like $300 for this pump. Oh man, it's a value.
the quality is amazing. Just look at it. And it
Yeah,
was shoes, bro.
it was Payless. Yeah, just branded. It's crazy.
Yeah, because that's the important, and that's one of the things that we want to emphasize on this channel too, and that I think that we have been talking about is like branding yourself, like because the brand is what is. It's like when you're doing the things that you're doing, with your channel, when you're you know showing people the different things that you do, you know what I'm saying? So let me make it sound better because right now I sound like I'm doing dribbles. We do we make YouTube videos showing people how to make music. We make YouTube videos showing people how to use these tools that we use. We make videos and we connect with our audience and we bring value to them. We create a community. That's what NPC gang, it's a community. Like when you have that type of stuff and you put that stuff in place, you will create, you know what I'm saying, a brand for yourself. You're basically branding yourself, and like your brand starts to have a worth. That's why Sight can release a sound pack that, how much did you sell the deluxe versions for?
Nine.
For 129. That's how he can have like a product that costs 129 and people are willing to pay for it. It's because they're willing to support him. The branding is everything. Is it going to be like a Versace or Louis Vuitton? It doesn't have to be. If you have enough people who follow you and enough people who respect what you do, like it can make a difference in your life. And then you can always move on to different ventures. That's probably one thing that we can talk about too. It's like what to do with your money after you start making it. You can invest in crypto, you can invest in like stocks, you can invest in land, real estate, you can invest in like all different type of stuff to start building your wealth if that's what you really want to do. If you really want to start building wealth like that, you can start taking the money that you earn from the money that you're making from your content and from branding yourself, and put it into different ventures to make more money.
Yeah.
you know
And
so
all that stuff supports you as a creator and it makes your creative goals easier.
yeah.
Um, so, you definitely have to be diversified in business times. So, yeah, man. But yeah, we've been on here for almost 2 hours, bro. And I'm almost out of my AOL trial.
Yeah.
But no, I got like 4 more minutes.
I think I took the wrong medicine too, man. I've been feeling tired. I took the medicine, I looked over and it was the purple pack. I
Oh
think
no.
that's the nighttime one.
Yeah,
Loopy.
certainly is. Purple's synonymous with nighttime.
So
Yeah. So yeah, you're on your loopy right now. But
yeah.
no, just to close it out, man. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in this season. this kind of experiment that we started. And I think we've all grown to love it. You know what I'm saying? As far as like just at first we didn't know what to expect when we logged on and did our first one, and just had our first conversation. But just the momentum it started getting, and the people who are interested in coming on, uh, really was a huge encouragement. And you guys tuning in is a huge encouragement. And we just really did this episode today to really just talk to y'all, and talk about some stuff that kind of has been lingering, and then also to let you know we're definitely coming back with season 2 next year. So we're gonna try to just ramp everything up. We had some audio issues this season, especially on the post production side. Like, it made it difficult to upload to like Spotify and stuff, so we're behind on that. But we're just gonna tighten up the ship, and next season come back with more value, definitely. Continue to have awesome guests, and we really wanted y'all feedback on how we can improve the show and make it better. But we're definitely keeping it going. So, excuse me, I just wanted to kind of close out myself just by saying thank you everybody that's been tuning in, for supporting Dad Beats as a whole, supporting me, I Am Sight, the channel, subscribing, standalone soul, everything you guys support me with has just been huge, and it's really got me through this year, which has really been a tough year for me and my family. Just very challenging. I don't want to call it tough. People have been through worse, but I'm super grateful for that, and I'm gonna pass it to you guys to close it out on your end.
Yeah, go ahead, lift it.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. It's been a good experience. I'm happy to have been welcomed on this, and just it's great to have these conversations, to expand on the community that I've been trying to build, and just talking to y'all in the chats and stuff, and seeing it move into something where I have relationships with guys like you, and we can expand this conversation and just learn and be motivated and encouraged to keep going and doing what we're doing. So yeah, man, I look forward to season 2, and yeah, I'll see y'all next year. I'll see you on my channel. Come over there. I'll be doing a stream probably soon, with some new gear. So I think y'all would be pretty excited to see this and come hang out. So look forward to that. God bless everyone, and yeah, happy New Year.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Um, Basically the same thing that they said. Thank you guys for supporting us, supporting the man site. And like I said, we're gonna have more things coming for you guys. Like, since people asked too, we're gonna have like merch too. Hopefully next when we start next season, we'll have some merch for you guys if you guys want to support us that way. And cop the stuff that we got coming out. I think we're gonna talk about it, and we want to do like maybe like a like get a couple drafts and put them on like NPC game to see like which designs you guys like the most, so you guys will have a chance to actually choose like the designs that we go with for like Dad Beats. I think that'd be great to incorporate you guys in the designing phase, and it'd be like kind of informational too, of like how you go about doing things like this. So I'm pretty sure I talked to you about that site, did I?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's like but I've been very blessed, because I've learned a lot doing this too, from the different people that we had on. What I'm saying? Got to talk to some legends, Ski Beats, Carlos. Like, I remember being young and listening to like the tracks that they produce, man. And it's just on a whole nother level for me. So like, I always feel humbled and appreciative to be around you guys too, and to be a part of this experience. So I think season 1 was a success, even despite the different troubles and technical difficulties that we've had. But it's been very, very dope, and we're going to try to make it better for you guys. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Long-winded a little bit.
Before I drop out, man, I'll go ahead and sign off on that note. Catch you on the next season. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. All right, I guess that's it. He dropped out, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna come back.
We're still live, it looks like.
We're
So
live.
okay, well that's a little awkward,
Yeah.
but
For you
Yeah.
guys don't know, we should do a little bit behind the scenes, but we always like have like a conversation like afterwards and talk about like the show and like the different stuff that we learned from it and what we got from it. So, you guys were about to hear a little bit of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, did we get everything off the chat?
um, do we what?
Did we get everyone out the chat, like ideas and stuff? I know
I
we're supposed to be wrapping it up, but
I think we did, but you know what I'm saying. Uh, it says ask the question in NPC gang. I don't know what he's talking about with that. It's trips. All in all, though, like you guys in the chat, you guys are very like, you guys are very, what you call that? You guys participate. You guys participate a lot, and we appreciate that because you guys help us with like some of the issues, and because it's not easy coming up with ideas and stuff all the time. So it's great that you guys are very involved in what we do, you know, and try to, it helps us come up with ideas and help us make things better for you guys. So I just wanted to thank you guys for that too. While we yeah, we had to keep it going.
yeah, we have to
Right,
see
Will
it
was
live.
like, yeah, it was like that's a wrap, and then he was gonna start, talking like we always do, and then like, yeah,
All right,
yeah.
sure, my bad. But yeah, we out of here, man. Catch you on the next one. Peace.
All right.
All right, man.